You're listening to a true psychological horror story about a woman who tried to unveil the truth behind a forbidden ritual and found herself trapped within it. The first time Lara Quinn saw the house, it felt as though it was breathing. Hidden deep within the outskirts of Elder Hollow, a ghost town devoured by the forest, the decaying Victorian mansion seemed to exhale through its shattered shutters, releasing damp sighs into the mist. She hadn't meant to find it. Her car had died miles from the main road, her phone had no signal, and the storm above was relentless. When she saw the dim for sale sign swaying in the wind, it looked like salvation. But once she crossed the threshold, the air shifted. The house wasn't abandoned. There was no dust, no decay, no silence of neglect. Instead, it felt awake, as if it had been waiting for her. Lara wasn't a lost wanderer. She was a journalist, known for chasing unsolved mysteries. Her latest assignment focused on a case called the Elder Hollow 7, a group of people who vanished in 1989 after performing a strange ritual in the nearby woods. That ritual was rumored to be part of an ancient practice called the Hollow Veil, a ceremony designed to pierce the boundary between the living and the dead. Her editor had warned her to stop, but Lara had her own reasons. Her sister, Celine, had disappeared 10 years earlier under eerily similar circumstances, a trip with friends, a fire in the woods, whispers about a ritual, then nothing. So when she stumbled upon Elder Hollow, she felt drawn to it not by curiosity, but by something older, heavier, like the town itself had whispered her name. That night, she met Rowan. He said he was the caretaker, though his eyes, pale gray, almost colorless, held an emptiness that made her skin crawl. His voice carried a strange rhythm, like the echo of something rehearsed long ago. "Is greater than people don't come here by accident," he said, handing her a cup of something warm. "The Hollow Veil chooses who crosses it." Lara forced a smile, pretending not to notice the engraved sigil on the wooden table between them, a circle split by a line that resembled an eye. Later, she searched the upper rooms of the mansion. There, she found an old tape recorder and a box of cassettes labeled Elder Hollow Sessions, 1989. When she pressed play, the tape hissed with static, then a voice terrified and trembling. "Is greater than. If anyone finds this, we've done it. The veil is thin. We can hear them. They're whispering through the walls." A sudden crash followed, a scream, then silence. Lara stopped the tape. Her pulse raced. She rewound it and listened again. This time, she heard something new, a whisper, faint but distinct, calling her name. "Is greater than Lara." Her breath froze. Her name couldn't possibly be on a recording from 1989. A drop of moisture fell onto her hand. She looked up, the ceiling was bleeding. That night, the storm returned, and the house hummed. A deep, resonant vibration moved through the walls, matching the rhythm of her heartbeat. In the attic, Lara found a torn journal belonging to a woman named Maeve Blackwell, one of the missing 7. The writing was wild and desperate. "Is greater than. The ritual isn't for summoning the dead," it read. "It's for exchanging places. We thought we could speak to them, but they were only waiting for an invitation. The sigil must be drawn with living blood. One circle for each seeker. The final circle, the one at the center, is for the offering." Lara's stomach twisted. Every word mirrored her sister's final message. Before she vanished, a chant, a circle, a name spoken 3 times. She tore the page out and slipped it into her pocket. The paper felt warm, almost alive, as if it was breathing against her skin. When she went back downstairs, Rowan was waiting. Candles surrounded him, forming a perfect circle. The sigil on the floor pulsed faintly under his feet. "You've heard them too, haven't you?" he asked softly. "The ones on the other side of the veil." Lara's body stiffened. He lifted his hands and began to speak words that didn't belong to any known language. "Belier, Nethra, Solon." Each syllable seemed to vibrate through the air, distorting her vision. The candles bent toward her like flowers reaching for light. The floor beneath her trembled, rotating ever so slightly, pulling her toward the center. The room darkened. The walls melted into shadow, and the air filled with faces translucent, whispering, pressing out of the darkness. Among them, she saw her sister. "Help me," Celine mouthed, her eyes hollow and cold. "He's not what he seems." Lara turned to Rowan. His face was splitting, stretching into an expression that wasn't human. His grin widened beyond reason, and his voice became layered, one part his own, the other impossibly ancient. "The veil opens only through blood," he said. "Yours will suffice." The candles extinguished at once. The air grew thick and suffocating. Something unseen dragged its fingers down her back, whispering her name. "Lara, you shouldn't have come." She turned and saw her sister again, or what was left of her. Celine's skin flickered like smoke, her veins glowing red beneath a translucent surface. "He's using you to cross over," she said. "End it. Burn the veil." Lara staggered toward the candles, grabbed one, and hurled it to the floor. The flames spread across the sigil, racing around the circle. But Rowan didn't scream. He smiled. "You can't burn what's already alive." The flames turned black. The air filled with shrieks that weren't human. Then everything went silent. When Lara opened her eyes, she was standing in a forest that didn't belong to this world. The air was freezing, the trees were pale and skeletal, and the sky was a dark bruise. Far away, she heard chanting the same words Rowan had spoken, repeating endlessly. When she turned around, the house stood behind her again, but it was new, glowing faintly as if reborn. Through one window, she saw herself, her reflection, standing inside, holding the recorder. "You're listening," it whispered, "to the hollow veil." The recorder in her hand clicked play by itself. Static. Then her own voice. "If anyone finds this, I'm still here." 2 weeks later, police found her car abandoned near the edge of Elder Hollow. The mansion she described didn't exist on any record. The coordinates she left led only to a barren field of ash. Yet hikers who pass through the forest still claim to hear a voice carried by the wind, a woman's voice whispering softly. The veil chooses who crosses it. Sometimes, when the moonlight cuts through the trees just right, people say the house appears again, standing silent and whole, lights glowing faintly behind its stained glass windows. And if you listen carefully, beneath the wind and the rustle of the leaves, you might hear the faint click of a tape recorder. Then comes the static. Then a woman's trembling voice. "You're listening to the Hollow Veil, the story of a ritual that never truly ends,